The literates are the people ruling this country. The people running the affairs of this country.
And we are where we are now. We don't want to trust the illiterates to see if we can get out of this situation.
Without education, my brother, I don't think you have any future.
Okay.
A lot of people are weeping and crying because they don't have the opportunity to
go to school
to further their education.
Okay.
You know, so how can you be telling me that education is not the priority?
Okay.
Do you know what I'm talking about at all?
Considering what happened there at a campaign in Anambra State the other day, the current governor was busy finishing the image of the APC Guba candidate.
Yes.
Telling the more than 10,000 people that gathered at a political rally that the man had F9 in economics, F9 in all the subjects.
How can the man, how can that man attain that height without good results, good grades in school?
Is education the panacea for success in life?
My brother,
is that the only qualification that somebody needs
without
to succeed in life?
Without good education, I think there's nothing you can do. You can go nowhere unless you pass through the back door. What
Nigeria, with all the professors that we have, professors of energy management and everything, that right now we cannot boast of 24 hours electricity.
They are just being corrupt, my brother. They know the right thing to do, but they are just being corrupt. It's corruption that has eaten deep into this man.
No, if you know what to do and you cannot do it because of corruption, I believe that they don't know what to do. I challenge them, they don't know what. If they know what to do, they have arrested that issue of erratic power supply in Nigeria.
You mean that there is no value to their education if they don't?
Yes, education without practice, without using it, is almost useless to me.
That means that person is educated.
Yes. You don't tell me that you are a professor of economics and your state as a governor is lacking in many amenities, essential amenities that should help the people to live better.
Yes.
I mean, what is the value of the education? Somebody who doesn't even have education but that can make things happen is better.
My brother, actually, that's APC Guba candidate.
Yes.
Brother, he did not do well.
He did not do well in the exams, the school exams,
yes.
But he did well in the exams of life, in the school of life.
Now, wow.
He has.
Are you telling me that
he has written his names in the science of life?
Are you telling me that he did well not to retake the exam?
Retaking the exam. You know that some people in advanced countries, they even drop out of school to pursue their dreams, their business dreams.
Yes, it's true.
Once they actualize their business dreams, those schools that they have dropped out of will call them and give them honorary doctorate degrees in the particular field where they have excelled in.
That's true.
Yes,
that's true.
So where in the world has education become a panacea, a yardstick for measuring success in life? That if I don't go to school, if I'm not a graduate with all the qualifications, all the papers in the world, that I will not succeed. Or if I have succeeded in achieving my dreams, my business goals and aspirations, somebody will come and tell me because I did not have any paper qualification that I'm not qualified to manage a state as a governor.
Do you want to tell me that that young man in question is better than the governor?
He may be better. I bet you, if you give that man some time, I'm not campaigning for him, but I tell you, I'm using this medium to tell you that education qualification is not the only yardstick. It's not the only thing that can be used to measure somebody's success.
The governor is a professor of economics who has done.
He's a professor of economics. This man is a practical economist. He has excelled in his endeavor as a man, as a business person.
Okay.
And so the state can also, at the same time, entrust the state economy to him, knowing that he has excelled. Because they said, by their fruits you shall know them.
In this video,
no wonder businesses in our business in also land grabbing.
Imagine,
okay,
he accused him of failing in all businesses.
You see this video? See, this video is all about politics. Whatever he's saying, yes, it's true. The man scored F9 in economics, and you think he scored F9 in economics in the school. But the economics in real life, he made A1.
That means he may not have written that exam in good condition.
In good condition. We don't consider that in Nigeria. Do you know that some countries, like I know of Russia, I heard from a right source that in Russia, children are not scored 0 in any exam or test. If a child can write his name in an exam, or just write a figure in an exam, he stands to get a score. Even if he doesn't get up to 100%, he stands to get a score. But in Nigeria, you finish all the whole pages in a paper. In fact, turn it up to 10 pages. A professor or a teacher will tell you that you scored 7 over 10.
Yeah,
or will tell you that you have scored 2 over 100.
But this particular video now, I just watched.
Yes.
Let me tell you. Yes, in as much as I am an advocate of education,
yes,
I will also tell you that this video tells me a lot about that governor.
Yes.
His personality.
His personality.
In fact,
he has so much confidence in his papers.
The man I thought he was is not the man I have seen now after watching this video.
Yes.
You know, the picture has changed because this is not what I expect from him.
Yes. A lot of complaints.
Like him.
A lot of complaints.
Attacking the personality of that man.
We left the issue.
Instead of whatever issue they have in common,
to attack his personality because of education. That shows to tell you that he trusts so much. He has so much confidence in his papers.
Well, he is failing already.
But he is failing.
But that's not where I'm going.
But that's not where we are.
From the information
now
I have about him, my brother.
Yes.
I'm not impressed with him. But that's by the way. You know, education is so important.
Very important. In fact, no education, no society.
And then if you actually pay attention, you see that the literates are the people ruling this country. The people running the affairs of this country.
And we are where we are now. We don't want to trust the illiterates to see if we can get out of this situation. Whatever economic situation we're facing in the country, we don't want to trust those people who have practicalized their success in real life to take care of the country. And we are where we are. I mean, when people talk about education, what do they actually mean? Like, education is not just one-sided.
Studying English language.
It's not about speaking English, speaking grammar, studying English, and passing all your exams in school. Education is holistic.
Practical and value.
It's practical. Do you know that staying under your mother or your father, your parents, you are getting education already?
Exactly.
People say it's informal education. I believe that. What the formal education is in the 4 walls of a classroom. Yes, but 4 walls of a classroom can last for 6 years as a primary school pupil, 6 years as a secondary school student, and then 4 years as a university undergraduate. But your whole life, that is, if you calculate this 6 and 4, will make it 16 years. So if you use 16 years and get informal education, does that mean that somebody who spent 60 years outside the school is not far better than, or cannot perform better, or cannot measure up with you who have spent 16 years getting formal education? Because practical education is what I advocate.
I understand.
You see these boys that go to serve their uncles and their brothers in any business at all. Like,
that is the Igbo apprenticeship.
Yeah, Igbo apprenticeship system. Like our brother, our dear friend and uncle, Cosmos Maduka.
Okay.
He stayed under an uncle and served him for years. Gathered entrepreneurial sense, entrepreneurial wisdom, and gathered the charisma to start his own business. Thereafter, he was given a stipend to start up with.
Which is
look at where
the usual practice.
Look at where he is now. If I can tell you, that man is more educated than any professor of business. How? Because he was educated in the real school of life. In the real school. That is the school of life. Because it's the school of hard knocks. If you fail, you see your failure, you mark yourself. You don't need a teacher to mark your scripts. You mark your script by yourself that I have failed. In fact, if you're about to fail, you know.
So, but I have this friend that he just enrolled for PhD program.
Okay.
And he told me that after this PhD now, that he will go back to his state and approach the governor. That he needs to get an appointment. And I said, okay, it's his choice.
Okay, you will spend 6 years in primary school. I don't want to talk about the kindergarten.
Yes.
And spend 6 years in secondary school, 4 years as an undergraduate, and they spend an extra 2 or 3 years as getting your master's. Or you bypass master maybe because of your academic performance and go for PhD and spend 5 to 7 years getting your PhD. How many years did that guy spend on the streets trying to practicalize what he wants to advance the governor on? That is the issue. Practically, we often neglect practical education. Education is not only obtained within the confines of the 4 walls of a university or a primary school or secondary school.
Yes.
Education continues. Life itself is a skill.
The street education is also something people need to.
It's a school of hard knocks.
Study.
If you fail, it will hit you on your head. You will see that you're failing. If you're failing, you will even know that you're failing. You assess yourself.
And
You don't need
adjust
and adjust. You learn from the lives of others.
Because no malpractice.
Yes, a boy, like a young boy now, who joined his uncle or joined anybody to learn about a trade, say learn about selling medicine or learn about electronics, and he spends 7 years learning about electronics under his master that they contracted for him, and under more than 100 other masters
Around in the market.
What people don't know is that that boy is not serving under one master. He's serving under several other masters.
By virtue of his presence,
where there are a lot of masters. You will learn about how to manage money from this one, learn about how to even arrange his goods in the shop from another person. Learn about how to give credit, how to dress, how to answer customers. You know, sometimes they even go from shop to shop, doing business from shop to shop, those boys.
With other people, other apprentices.
Yes. Or you talk about the lady who learned how to sew clothes as a fashion designer under a madam. Within 3 years, she must have mastered the art of making clothes first, and how to answer the customer, how to even get customer
from her madam and from others.
That is what I call real practical education.
It's true.
That's why we have a lot of engineers, qualified, certified engineers that will come now. Some of them can, if you tell them to mix mortar, cement and concrete, they will tell you the measurement, tell you everything. Oh yeah, mix now. Do it now.
They don't know about
You tell them to plaster a wall. They will plaster a wall. 4 days later, it will start cracking.
Now, wow.
Because they did not practice.
They are not grounded in it.
They are not grounded in it. But those other builders that have spent time under one master or several masters learning about how to plaster a building must have mastered it under those masters.
With their 2 eyes closed.
With their 2 eyes, they will do it well. So education, when you talk about it, education is not the only yardstick for measuring success.
And that is why
that governorship aspirant who has excelled in his business can as well be trusted with the affairs of the state to handle it well. He doesn't have to have all the degrees in the world. He doesn't have to attend all the universities in the world before you know that he can run a state.
Because you cannot tell me that he failed. Why not fail? And still contesting for governor with peanuts?
Not at all.
You know, so
he must have paid the registration with the government.
Fund campaigns
with his money. So he's a success.
That governor already is.
It's not about speaking grammar. And remember, English is not our mother tongue.
English is not our mother tongue.
It's not our mother tongue.
For me, I don't. So far I can communicate my intentions to you, my brother. I don't need the grammar is not my thing.
Grammar is not my.
I'm an Igbo man. For me, I'm an Igbo man.
Yes.
I speak Igbo.
If I speak
fluently,
if I fail in speaking Igbo, that's
the problem. So, but if I can speak English, if I can speak whatever you hear, my brother. Okay, go to China today.
Okay.
You
don't even accept English as a medium of communication.
You need to learn the own language to train with them.
You don't know Mandarin, you can't communicate.
A lot of people attach more importance to education than practical. So,
qualification.
And that is why
kudos, respect to anybody who have gotten all the qualification. That is so beautiful. That is so beautiful. In fact, people say education is a scam. It's not a scam.
No, it's not a scam for me.
It's not a scam. What is a scam is salary. If you are dependent on getting paid because you have paper, you have certificates, that's where you have an issue. You see it as a scam. But if you go to school for the sake of getting the knowledge and getting smarter than every other person, that's okay. That's fine.
It's true, because somebody told me that he went for a job interview.
Okay.
And after presenting his CV,
okay,
they refused to employ him because they are afraid he may take over the business.
The employers are feeling insecure.
You know,
if they take this
man take over the business.
In 2 or 3 years, even if you don't for 1 year, you will take over
their business. You understand? So that is why he lost that job. You know, so I agree with you. To some extent that the paper certificate is just some people can even get it, acquire it with bribes. Yes, because of corruption in the country.
Yes.